Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to the video. This time is of the Storm Collectibles Mortal Kombat 3 Cyrax. So, let's get started. Excuse my voice, I'm still fighting back a cold that I got from before New York Comic Con. But, let's get through that. Let's get through this. I gotta start by saying the Cyber Ninjas have become easily one of the best figures made by Storm. Because, like I said before, they continuously learn from previous mistakes and they only continue to get better because they take in, like, hey, we didn't like this, I didn't like that, and does the best of both worlds that allows them to give you better articulation, better movement, just an overall better look at these figures. And Cyrax has incredibly been a lot of fun for me to play with. So let's get started. I'm going to start by saying I like the look. It is really, really as accurate as you can get for their design style. And they stay true to most of the source material, which is really, really dope. As far as articulation goes, I don't think there's too many hindrances on the figure that I can say, oh, I'm bothered by this or that. That just wouldn't be true. It's just a lot of fun. So let's jump in to see why I like it, and maybe you will too. Articulation wise, the head can go up, it can go down, it can tilt left and right. And there's a nice little bit of movement expression wise that allows you to get that extra range. You can actually slowly pop the head off. You can see that the head is actually on a neck peg as always. That kind of works with the Storm bodies very well. That the way you move it actually gives it a better movement for the rest of the body. So as you can see, the way I move the neck, the rest of the body kind of flows naturally with it, which is very, very nice. And the more you kind of do that, the more you get the hang of the Storm stuff. The neck peg is nice and strong, and it supports the head very, very well. Now, the shoulder pads are soft, so you don't have to worry about breaking them or anything like that when you lift the arms up, because when you lift the arm up, it does not get in the way of it. It's a nice little joint there that doesn't allow it to hurt itself. There's a butterfly joint that allows you to go back and forwards, and you can rotate the arm all the way around. And like I said, as you can see, it's soft, so it moves out of the way of the shoulder, which is very nice. There is a bicep swivel. The arms are double jointed, which allows you to get that nice little V there, and it folds all the way down. There's the standard ball joint, which allows movement on the wrist peg, rotates 360 degrees. And kind of the best thing that I like about Cyber Ninjas, especially if you have a crazy imagination, is you won't let certain things hinder you, like it's the way it's supposed to move. Because they're like cybernetic, you can actually do fun stuff like do rotating helicopter punches where the body turns all the way around and stuff like that. Stuff like that kind of is the fun of cybernetic ninjas, which I really enjoy. Now, as you can see, I've twisted the ab crunch all the way around, which did not have an issue whatsoever. You can actually have a very nice crunch forward, very nice one backwards, and you can actually tilt side to side with your ninjas. As you can see, it has a nice curve going on. The chest plate, though, is hard, so please be careful with that. It's made of hard plastic, and it opens up to follow one of the gimmicks. You're going to tilt the head back, and to allow for extra gimmicks and circuitry and things like that opening up, it opens up, and this is hard plastic, and even under it is also more hard plastic. So there's no soft plastic here on the front, but there is right on the back, so keep that in mind. And these actually fold up very easily right into the compartments the way you're supposed to. There's lower rotation, like I said, that allows for a maximum amount of mobility. So the black on the yellow actually makes this a lot easier for those of you who like to hide those little bits of articulation, which is really, really nice. And now we're going to go with the legs. So legs use a nice thigh rotation, which you can't see very well, so I'm going to fold that up. So you actually get a nice bit of thigh rotation there. The leg can go really far up and can go really far out. Let's see if he can balance, which I'm pretty sure I've done a numerous amount of times. Let me just actually do that on the floor because I'm going to get into that soon. So let's get that nice kick pose going. And again, because they're Cyber Ninjas, you don't always have to do it the proper way because they don't require it. And as you can see here, voila, standing on one leg, nope, no issues. So yeah, he has excellent amount of balance, and I love that kind of stuff. He is double jointed as well. As you can see, the leg can fold all the way back. This has been one of the things that I kind of highlight with stuff like this because I really enjoy stuff like that. So pose-wise, you can actually get a ton out of him. There's very, very nice ankle pivot. Oh, and one thing I do suggest with your ankle pivot, it may come a little tight in package. I suggest you highly recommend you give it physical therapy by just rotating it slowly. And if you still feel like it may break anything like that, You can use some boiling water, or you can use a small bit of silicone shock oil to ease that in for yourself. And it has a forward and backwards pivot as well, and a toe pivot. Sorry, forward and backwards movement and a toe pivot. Sorry about that. But yeah. So overall, I really, really like the way these ninjas were made. It's made with the comfort and mobility that allows you to kind of enjoy yourself without actually worrying about anything breaking on these figures. And that's something that I've come to really enjoy with the Storm stuff. And it doesn't bother me that they're a little bigger than other figures, because most of the time you're just too busy having fun with these to really care about that kind of stuff. Now, one thing I want to talk about, and I'm going to stand you right here, is that the hair is removable. It's posable as well, because you can pose it up, and it's soft plastic, but they are removable. And you don't have to worry about it breaking because it's a soft plastic. And you kind of see the top of the head here. I'm going to plug one right back in. Plugs in very easily. They also come out if you don't plug them in by putting a little bit of effort in. So make sure you jam it in just a little bit to get that little bit of wiggle room. And as you can see, they're posable. You can rotate them and move it around. Now we're going to get into Cyrax's accessories. I'm going to pose him up just a little bit so he can kind of sit in the background while we talk about the things that he comes with. The first thing I'm actually going to talk about is his flying net, which is a very big, awesome effect part. It's big, it's green, it's energetic, and it opens up so that way you can actually put other figures inside. So let's say you have Sub-Zero here. You can actually have Sub-Zero trapped inside, and a full-blown Sub-Zero will fit inside. I think the only issue is when you use larger figures like Shao Kahn or Goro, you're gonna, when you use Shao Kahn or Goro, that you're gonna have a really big problem because they are bigger than the net itself. But most normal size figures, even ones smaller, fit in just fine. And when you spread the net out from behind, it actually can stand on its own, which is very, very nice. You can see you stand him up next to it, fits about the same size as him. So you can do the launch out technique where you do it like this, or you can have it where it folds and captures the person, which when you shoot it out this way. But yeah, nice little things like that. Then you also get Cyrax's patented bomb, which falls out of the chest and hits the floor, and then you wait for it to explode. This is a funny material because it's soft but hard at the same time. So again, I don't think you should worry about losing this, but if you do have a cat or a dog, I worry about leaving it in their possession because my cat's had a field day with this. So please don't leave that around pets. And like I said before, you actually get extra hair pieces for Cyrax. They give you 3 extra ones should you feel like you wanted to get extra and lose those guys. Hopefully you don't. Now we're going to talk about the hand accessories. You get 2 action hands. And I call these action hands, well, sorry, I should call these the martial arts hands, because there's 2 fingers out and 2 crossed like this. So there's 2 of the martial arts hands, which you can do when you're in the fighting stance or prepping at the character load screen or just overall attacking your opponent. Then you get these open palm hands, which can be used for running and open palm action or just pressing against the floor, anything like that. You see the closed fist already there. And these are the more like clawing hands, which has a more motion like this. These are very, very nice. All the hands are done really well. I don't feel like he should have come with more unless you're talking about adding weapons from later Mortal Kombat games. But as far as Cyrax goes, I really do love this figure. It photographs very well. The color is vibrant and beautiful. Articulation's far from great for me. I really do love it. They balance very well, and they just look just like they're flat out off the screen. So it's very enjoyable. If you are a Mortal Kombat 3 fan or just a Cyber Ninja fan, Cyrax is a must-have if you enjoy that kind of stuff. Even if you just want to pique your interest and try the line, I think the Cyber Ninjas are also a good point to jump in. If you don't enjoy any of that, you don't have to buy it, so don't feel forced to, and that's totally fine. But with that being said, we're going to jump into the portion where we go about the size comparison, which is a big deal for some people because they want their stuff to be naturally being scaled with everything, while others like me don't matter. It does not matter because I kind of just like join toys. So first we're going to do is start him off with other Storm collectible stuff, and then we'll jump into other lines. So here is Cyrax next to the future Lin Kuei Master, and we're going to use the older Sub-Zero, well, the Sub-Zero, but the older body-wise of Sub-Zero. We see that the Cyber Ninjas actually have some height on the older Sub-Zero. Here he is next to the newer Scorpion. That is a comparison to the Mortal Kombat 3 version. And as you can see here, Scorpion has a little bit more height, a little bit more bulk body-wise. And as you can see, they're slowly starting to change and just convert over. So that's nice right there. So we're going to swap these two guys out. We're going to use him with Shao Kahn and see how Cyrax looks next to Shao Kahn. Let's actually make you look good. Let's not make you look crazy out here. Sorry about that. So here we go. Voila. Shao Kahn. Now we're going to check him out next to Goro, which is technically the biggest Storm figure at the moment. So here he is. And he's a little too big, and I can't balance him right now. But as you can see here, size-wise, he is the biggest one there is. How he stacks up next to them. Let's move these guys out. We compare it on to the next set of figures. Here he is next to Baraka and Kyo Kusanagi. And Kyo is from King of Fighters. But we're going to compare it with the Storm stuff because they, you may want to cross-reference all your Storm stuff. Just in case. So here's Kyo with Cyrax. Oop. And here's Here's Cyrax with Baraka. I really like this Baraka. I should have army built him. I regret not doing that. I really do. But it's never too late. So here he is with Baraka, who I need to get him to stand straight. And then we have Kazuya Mishima from Tekken. So we can cover most of the lines here and get a good description of what's going on. So let's move Kyo out, move Kazuya in. And then we have our Cyber Ninja. Next up, now we're going to compare it to other lines so we can see where he stands. But before I do that, I do want to compare him to another Cyber Ninja named Smoke, color-wise. And I'll be reviewing him as well. So here he is next to Smoke. Now here he is next to the DC Essentials Black Manta. In case you want to get your Mortal Kombat versus DC universe on. And I think the DC Essentials is probably one of the biggest DC lines, like as far as height goes. They are very, very big. And they scale actually really well with Storm Collectibles. So should you feel like you want to do any sort of crossover as far as big figures go, I think these are probably your closest bet. Just going to have a little bit of trouble standing him. Here he is next to a Mezco Punisher with a custom head from Drone Figures Customs. And as you can see, Mezco is usually one of the larger figures. They are much smaller in comparison to Cyrax. Here he is with a Power Rangers Lightning Collection Magnum Defender, custom cape by Harkis Customs. Here we go with an Articulated Icons Ninja, a SH Figure Arts Kamen Rider Kuga, so as you can see, these guys are much smaller, and a Marvel Legends Captain America. And Cap actually might scale better than the rest of them as he's considerably bigger, but still smaller than Sai Rocks. Here we are next to a NECA Predator, which I think these two would actually make a great team for a team-up, and a Mythic Legions Orc. A red orc at that. Overall, lots of comparisons, lots of things to choose from, and even more so, just lots of things to kind of mix and match and enjoy your universe with. If you've liked what you saw, go out, buy the toy, enjoy it. If not, that's totally fine too. Or just check out the cool pictures at the end and live vicariously through me. In the meantime, guys, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you found it informative. And most of all, hope you guys do good, be good, drink your water. Later.